Comfort is the enemy of progress. Theodore Roosevelt. Comfort breeds weakness. It's a truth that cuts through the noise of our daily lives, a principle that demands attention if you want to rise above the ordinary. Most people chase comfort like it's the ultimate prize, but comfort is a trap. It lulls you into a false sense of security, dulls your edge, and saps your hunger for growth. The moment you settle into a routine that feels safe and predictable, you begin to weaken, not just in body, but in mind and spirit. If you want to live a life of purpose, you must embrace discomfort, seek challenge, and reject the seductive pull of ease. Let's start with why comfort is so dangerous. When you're comfortable, you stop questioning. You stop pushing. You accept things as they are, even if they're mediocre. Imagine a man named Thomas who lands a decent job at 25. It pays well enough, the hours are predictable, and the work isn't too demanding. Thomas settles in. He buys a nice car, moves into a cozy apartment, and spends his evenings watching TV or scrolling on his phone. Fast forward 20 years. Thomas is still in the same job, doing the same tasks, living the same life. He's comfortable, but he's also stagnant. His skills haven't grown, his ambitions have faded, and his dreams, those big ideas he had in his youth, are distant memories. Comfort didn't make him happy, it made him weak. Now contrast Thomas with Sarah, a woman who chooses a different path. Sarah starts her career in a challenging role that stretches her abilities. The hours are long, the pressure is high, and she often feels out of her depth. But instead of retreating to comfort, she leans into the struggle. She studies after hours to master her craft. She seeks feedback, even when it stings. She takes risks, like pitching bold ideas to her boss or switching industries to chase a bigger opportunity. By 45, Sarah has built a career she's proud of, not because she was smarter than Thomas, but because she embraced discomfort as a teacher. She grew strong through challenge. The lesson here is simple. Growth demands discomfort. Your mind, like your body, needs resistance to strengthen. If you lift the same light weights every day, your muscles won't grow. If you face the same easy problems, your mind won't sharpen. Discomfort is the weight you must lift to build resilience, skill, and character. Every time you choose the harder path, whether it's taking on a tough project, having a difficult conversation, or stepping into the unknown, you forge a stronger version of yourself. So how do you avoid the pitfall of comfort? It starts with deliberate action to break free from its grip. Here are practical ways to sidestep the trap and keep growing. Set stretch goals. Comfort thrives when your goals are too small or vague. Set specific, challenging objectives that push you beyond your current abilities. For example, if you're a writer, don't just aim to write more. Commit to finishing a novel in 6 months. If you're in business, don't settle for maintaining sales. Aim to double them by taking on new markets. Stretch goals force you out of your comfort zone and give you a reason to act. Schedule discomfort. Make challenge a part of your routine. Every week, commit to one task that scares you or feels hard. It could be speaking up in a meeting, starting a side project, or running a longer distance than you've ever tried. By scheduling discomfort, you normalize it. Over time, what once felt daunting becomes just another part of your day. Track your progress. Comfort often hides in the illusion that you're doing enough. Keep a journal or log to track your efforts. Write down what you did each day to push yourself. Whether it's learning a new skill, tackling a tough task, or facing a fear. Reviewing your progress keeps you honest and shows you how far you've come, which fuels motivation to keep going. Limit distractions. Comfort loves distractions. Endless scrolling, binge-watching, or mindless snacking. These habits keep you stuck in a cycle of ease. Set boundaries, like turning off notifications for an hour each day to focus on meaningful work. Replace passive activities with active ones, like reading a challenging book instead of watching TV. By cutting distractions, you create space for growth. Seek accountability. Tell someone about your goals, a friend, colleague, or mentor, and ask them to hold you accountable. Share your progress and setbacks. Knowing someone is watching makes it harder to slip back into comfort. For example, if you're training for a marathon, join a running group that expects you to show up. Accountability turns intention into action. These strategies work because they make discomfort intentional. They turn challenge into a habit, not a rare event. But awareness is the foundation. Recognize the moments when you're coasting. Maybe it's sticking with a job you've outgrown because the pay is steady. Maybe it's avoiding exercise because the couch feels too good. Maybe it's dodging a tough decision because you don't want to rock the boat. These are the traps. Spot them. Name them. Then act against them. Take small steps at first. If you're used to a predictable routine, shake it up. Wake up an hour earlier and use that time to learn something new, a language, a skill, or even a hobby that challenges you. If you've been avoiding a difficult task, tackle it head on. Write that report. Make that phone call. Face the thing you've been putting off. Each small victory over comfort builds momentum. Over time, these choices compound, and you'll find yourself craving challenge instead of fleeing from it. Let's talk about discipline, because discipline is the antidote to comfort. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Imagine a young man named David, who dreams of starting his own business. He has a comfortable job, but it's not his passion. Every evening, he's tempted to relax, to watch a movie or play video games. But David decides to dedicate 2 hours each night to his business plan. He studies his market, builds a website, and networks with potential partners. It's grueling. He's tired. There are days he wants to quit. But his discipline, his refusal to let comfort win, pays off. 3 years later, David's business is thriving. He's not just successful, he's fulfilled, because he chose the hard road. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's not about grand gestures or sudden transformations. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work when no one's watching, when the results aren't immediate, when the temptation to quit is strong. Comfort whispers, "You've done enough. Rest." Discipline answers, "Not yet. Keep going." Another key is to surround yourself with people who challenge you. Comfort often comes from staying in familiar circles, friends who never push you, colleagues who don't inspire you, mentors who don't demand your best. Seek out those who make you uncomfortable in the right way. Find the coworker who's always learning, the friend who's chasing big goals, the mentor who calls you out when you're slacking. These people will pull you upward. They'll make it harder to settle for less. Think about a woman named Emily who joins a running group. She's not a natural athlete, and the group is full of faster, stronger runners. At first, she's intimidated. She's tempted to quit and run alone, where it's easier, but she sticks with it. The group's energy pushes her to train harder, to show up even on cold mornings, to aim for races she never thought she could finish. Over time, Emily becomes a stronger runner, not because she was born with talent, but because she surrounded herself with people who refused to let her stay comfortable. You must also redefine success. Society tells you success is a big house, a fancy car, a life of ease. But that's a lie. Those things might feel good for a moment, but they won't fulfill you. True success is growth. It's becoming better than you were yesterday. It's looking back at your life and knowing you didn't waste your potential. When you chase growth instead of comfort, you'll find a deeper satisfaction than any material possession can offer. Let's address fear, because fear often keeps us tethered to comfort. Stepping into the unknown is scary. What if you fail? What if you embarrass yourself? What if it's harder than you expected? Here's the truth. Failure is part of growth. Every successful person has failed, often spectacularly. The difference is, they didn't let fear stop them. They took the leap, stumbled, learned, and kept going. When you feel fear, don't run from it. Use it as a signal that you're on the right path, that you're pushing past the boundaries of comfort. Consider a man named Michael, who wants to switch careers. He's been in the same industry for 15 years, and he's good at it, but he's bored. A new field excites him, but it would mean starting over, taking a pay cut, and learning new skills. Fear tells him to stay put. You're too old, it says. You'll look foolish, but Michael ignores the fear. He enrolls in night classes, takes an entry-level job in the new field, and works his way up. 5 years later, he's happier than ever. Not because the path was easy, but because he conquered his fear and grew through the challenge. Time is another factor. Comfort wastes time. When you're coasting, days turn into weeks, weeks into months, months into years. Before you know it, a decade has passed, and you're no closer to your goals. Don't let time slip away. Treat it as your most precious resource. Every day is a chance to move forward, to build something, to become something. Ask yourself at the end of each day, did I push myself today? Did I choose growth over comfort? If the answer is no, resolve to do better tomorrow. As you build this habit of seeking discomfort, you'll notice something remarkable. What once felt hard becomes easier. The challenges that scared you lose their power. You become resilient, adaptable, confident. You start to see discomfort not as an enemy, but as a friend, a guide that leads you to your best self. This is the paradox of growth. The more you embrace hardship, the stronger and freer you become. So, reject comfort. Seek challenge. Build discipline. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher. Redefine success as growth, not ease. Face your fears. Value your time. Use stretch goals, scheduled discomfort, progress tracking, distraction limits, and accountability to stay on the path. These are the principles that will transform your life. They're not easy, but they're worth it. Because in the end, the greatest tragedy is not failure. It's a life spent in comfort, weak and unfulfilled. Choose the harder path. It's the only one that leads to greatness.